Hello! Good evening. How are we all? Are we well? Are you well? Are you well? You there specifically? Hang on, that button. There we go. Look at that. Professional times. 3 minutes late. Not technically my fault. I'd like to point that one out. I'm going to have to work on... No, it wasn't my fault. The dogs needed more water. As much as I do love you guys, I do love my dogs as well, so I needed to give them some water. So I'm sure, I hope you can forgive me. And if you can't, you're a monster. Here we are. Right, how is everybody? Are you well? What's the latest with you? I hope you've had a wonderful week. Mine has been, well, a Monday. I hope you've had a great Monday. I hope it's been a great, glorious Monday. Mine's suddenly been busy, but that's just the way that we like it. I hate to be bored. I just realised I haven't told the wonderful people of Patreon that I'm on. So we just got to do that now. Just got to tell them now that I'm here, because otherwise they'll miss me, and I don't need that. I don't need the guilt from that. Hey, Warcrow. What else are we doing tonight? We're doing Warcrow, we're doing Flames of War. Might even do some bolt action. Feeling a bit bolt actiony tonight. Now, come say hi. I love the way that I just make that incredibly professional. Just like, yeah, just if you could just come and say hi. I don't know why. There should be one of you out there that's funny enough that just comes in and posts hi and then leaves. But you consistently don't. It's very disappointing. Anyway. What's going on? I don't need that open. Don't need that open. Thank you very much. Chris, hello. How are you, buddy? Are you well? Are you good? What's the latest with you? Long time no see, buddy. Well, I say that. You messaged me the other day, but apart from that, it's been a long time no see. Professional at all times. Blissful Badger, hello. Kaz, the mighty Kaz, hello, guys. How are you both? How is everybody? What's the latest? What's going on? I was discussing with Mrs. Hydra this evening that I need to sort out my streaming setup so that I don't need to have so many windows open and I'm more organised and stuff. But then where would we be if I was organised? Life's been crazy. Well, I'd hate for you to be bored, Chris. I'd hate for you to be bored. Hey, Blob. No D&D for you today. Watching from bed. Had a severe migraine. Should I whisper? Everybody be really quiet. Blob's got a migraine. Shh. Be quiet. Everyone, especially Kaz. Shh. Working on the holiday, so I have a nice hour before I got to bail. Oh, well, that's disappointing. It's a holiday? What? How come it's a holiday? Why have you people got a holiday? That's terrible. They shouldn't give you time off. Disgusting. There's Mike. He's got the eyes out. Mike's here. Hang on. I've got to limber myself up for the question that's probably coming. It's been a while, actually, Mike. It's been a while since you've given me one that really sort of threw me for a loop. So I'm braced for it. I'm ready for it. I'm neither of those things. That's completely inaccurate. So, excuse me. Anywho, what's the... Oh, hang on. I managed to find one of the 2-player starters, but also another one as well. So I assume you mean for Eldful Badger. Oh, it's President's Day. Oh, I didn't know. We don't have that. We have King's Day in a couple of months, which is not the same thing. I guarantee it, it's not the same thing. The Netherlands is not the same thing. Basically, I'm getting paid double time and a half, and I'll suffer working. No, that's a good deal. Multiverse, hello. Volume is low. Step up to the mic. For God's sake, nothing but abuse. Right. Is that a bit better? It's because it's on. It's probably because it's on here. Hang on, let me check my button over here. That should be okay. How does that? Is that a bit better? Am I a little bit more present in your ears, or should I project more? Hopefully that has improved. Both. Right. I think we just back away and not touch anything. Right, so you get a day off for President's Day. So is that like historic presidents? I know nothing on this particular topic of conversation. And I should apologise, but I'm not going to. You can't make me. You're not the boss of me. Yeah, so you should have that every year. That's kind of cool. Yes, Elderful. Blissful Badger, fantastic. Which one did you get? Which one of the 2-player starters did you get? And Euroblob, I'm glad that the deep voice rumbled something deep inside of you. And I will do with that what I will. Screen cap, keeping that for later. I was looking this weekend, no Eldfall in my tri-state area. Volume better, good. Good. Interesting. Well, I know that it is now, I was talking to the guys at Free Company the other day, and I know that it is going to Warsaw, it's going to be there, and some other places as well. So there is a map, I think. I need to find that map and start pushing it out there. So, yeah. Kids get out of school and such. Lucky them. That's nice. I guess you're having a day to celebrate the president? I guess that's the thing. Fair enough. You know, if you're going to. That's cool. I mean, like I said, we have King's Day soon, which is basically everybody wears orange and gets drunk. And it was quite a shock actually to the system when I moved over here. Like if you come, I need to find that. I haven't got to the point where I've learnt the date because it's one of those shifty dates things. But when is King's Day 2026? That was not helpful. King's Day is April 27th. I thought it was around then. So it's end of April. Don't come to the Netherlands. Don't do the Netherlands end of April. It just doesn't. It's not a thing. Yeah. Where are we? Euroblob. I got a few of my peeps into the area of the idea of trying an Elful board game. You know, just to play it strictly as a board game. Definitely no ulterior motive. It is a very good dungeon crawler. It's just here. So definitely a thing you should do. Definitely. Ooh, King's Day. Love it. Multiverse. Kaz, God, I wish I got time and a half today. I didn't get time off today. Normal work day for me. Ugh. Multiverse, that's rough. There's nothing more rough than when everyone else is like, oh, this is great, I get paid extra, it's a holiday. And you're like, no, today just sucks for me. Much excitement. Honestly, it makes zero to no sense. It's to celebrate Washington's birthday, but it's on the 3rd Monday of February, not the actual date. I do love it when you get these administrative decisions. I like with King's Day in the Netherlands, it shifts around to make it more convenient, but that's the pragmatism of the people, I think. But yeah. No was highly enticed to get into conflict in all 3 states. Why am I not surprised you're not going to Toten Golf? Fair play, my friend. It's a good system. It is a good system. And it continually, it taunts me, but I shall not. I shall stand firm. I have other things I need to get stuck into before that. Just wait until you learn what we celebrate on Christmas and what it is we count on New Year's Eve. Oh dear God. Ice Bearman here. G'day. Hello. Yeah, but then I had that when Euroblob, you say that. I came over here and there's 2 Christmases. Well, technically there's not. Technically there's Sinterklaas at the start of December and then you have Christmas later, which also happens. Different things, but also incredibly similar. Guy, white beard, red jacket, turns up, presents, all this sort of stuff. That's Sinterklaas. That happens at the start of December. That's not the one on the 25th. That's a different thing entirely. Don't forget the Viking Winter Solstice. Indeed. All kinds of craziness. That's what I get for working in the construction industry. Also, I had to work during all of COVID. Multiverse? No. Everyone needs to go and follow Multiverse Miniatures channel and like subscribe there too. Not just, just get involved because the man needs to get a nicer career. Ice Bear, you're painting a few minis for fellow D&D players. No? Good for you, buddy. That's a very kind service that you offer. I've been tinkering around today with painting. Well, not painting stuff actually. I was painting stuff. I was finishing off some tyres and got some decals on a dude. I was working on a bolt action Panzer III today. So we have a tournament in a couple of weeks, and I'm taking part. And so I decided, a bit of fluff on top there. I decided to paint something that I'm not taking. The wheels just needed the rubber on them, and then I had like 5 decals to do. So I was like, wow, while I'm here, I'll just get that done. because then I can spray it down when I spray everything else. I have, this is, normally there's like a few, there's a couple of bolt action guys up here normally, and some other bits and pieces. This is my working environment, and at the moment there is just tanks. It's just half tracks and tanks and tanks and half tracks. It's quite crazy. I have a lot to do before the tournament. It's a problem. It is a problem. Oh, you finally witnessed the game of Warcrow. Bravo, Mike. How was that for you? What did you think? How were you feeling? You love what you do, your holidays, just like, nah, fair play. That's, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, so they say. I love what I do. I do work, so. But yeah, no, the Panzer III, it was just, I just like the way that the schemes come out on this. It's just come out nicely, and it looks kind of cool, and I kind of, what I need to do is, like, this needs varnishing down with gloss so that I can then pin wash it. But if I'm going to do that, then I had to get the decals done first, and you want to get the rubber done first as well, because then it all seals in together and it all looks nice and stuff. So I needed to get it all done at the same time. So it was logical, and I am going to then spray it down with the other ones up here that need doing. I have so many tanks. Not even funny. And so many of the ones up there I'm not even taking. Anyway. Oh my good God, Blob. He's putting essays up on Twitch now. What did you say? I got a fun story for that one. One of my groups had a player who brought Hero Forged minis a lot. Whenever the GM introduced a returning NPC, he just unprompted got a Hero Forged mini and painted it. Now he had ordered a mini for our rogue and was mid-painting it when we had a session where that rogue fell into lava and melted to death. He went home, melted the mini until it was mush on the base, painted it slag and gave that... Nice. Nice. The designated painter is always cool, especially if they've got a sense of humour. Can't say I love what I do, but it pays better than any job my unqualified ass would ever get. Well, you've got to pay the bills. There's got to be a pragmatic side of it. I did that for... I worked in a job that I did not love for a long period of time. And, yeah. It paid the bills. I didn't love it. I didn't like it. I got out when I could. But, yeah, I hear you. I was a little confused, but it looked cohesive. Yeah, Warcrow is one of those systems that, to watch it play, is not as nice as playing it yourself and having it demoed, because there's lots of things that you need to have explained to you, like what switches do and how they work and what the dice do and how they function, all that kind of thing. There's certain key rules that is like, oh, okay, if you know what Elite does, right, that, you know, that kind of thing is really important. So it's not a bit like Infinity in that way. Infinity can be a little bit to watch. I've seen people that have never played it watching Infinity, and again, it's like being hit in the face with a very excited fish. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? Speed Demon Painting, welcome, hello. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Well, to be fair, that guy spent a lot on those. He refused any sort of payment, so he made sure his pizza was paid for in session. Well, that's nice. I'd paint for pizza. There's a lot of things I'd do for pizza, actually. Not like that. Don't make it weird. I see you, and it's inappropriate. Only do that on our private site. Anyway, right. I dropped my desk job to do content creation in a heartbeat if I thought that it could pay the bills. It can. You just have to decide how far you want to go with it. That's what it breaks down to. I mean, I've been doing this. Technically, the channel I think is about to turn 4, but I had a year off, basically 10 months off. So it's about to turn 3. And you have to make a decision about where you're going to go and how far you're going to go to earn that dollar, you know, to earn that cash. And that's a decision that only you can answer, and I'm not prepared to go all the way. So there are certain things I won't be doing. My job lets my wife not have to work, my daughter get her dance classes and yearly Disney trip, and keeps us owning a house in the insane New York market, so I can suffer. Cass, I salute you. Family is most important, and giving people the option to, your people, the option to do what they love and the life choices, that's what it's all about. I don't do that. Multi, I don't know if I'd be interested in or skilled enough to run a content creation channel. Have you seen some of the people that are doing this? Have you? Dear Lord. There's some really sort of impressive people out there, like scale-wise and reach-wise and all the rest of it. And then when you watch it, you're like, I'm not doing bad. I'm doing all right. Anyway, Infinity was so intimidating until I had my test games with Machine. Machine is a great teacher. Hey, Problem! Hello, buddy. Problem is our favourite person at the moment because I've had a meat grinder of a week. In fact, that would have been a major improvement. A meat grinder would have been a major improvement. And Problem has been massively stepping up and covering my ass when it comes to little details like the satellite tournament that's coming up. He's been doing a fantastic job. So everyone, round of applause, Problem. Round of applause, Problem. Thank you very much, buddy. I'm definitely getting back on the ball this week, sometime around Friday, so it'll be great. No, thank you. You've saved my ass. I'm not... It's one of those things, sometimes, like, with the way that people talk to me in this weird bubble of YouTube. You know, you get people that ask you... I've had people ask me questions about, you know, I'm going to this high-level tournament, what should I take? I'll teach newbies, buddy. I mean, I have views, I have opinions, but when was the last time I played competitively, like hardcore competitively? Last year? I don't. I'm out here with the newbies. That's my thing. I'm building community and all this kind of stuff. So you get this weird sort of situation where people are kind of like, you can handle, you know, clearly the satellite's going to be perfectly organized because you're doing it and all this kind of thing. It's like, well, actually, no, I'm only human and I have a whole world going on beyond that. And sometimes it's a bit stressful and sometimes it's a bit intense and you know, mental health is a thing. So you've absolutely pulled my ass out of the fire. So I appreciate it, brother. I do. Means a lot today. Huge love to you, man. Why today? Message me why today. I think we're good enough painter for it, but I don't have the Riz to make it a full-time job. What's the Riz? I'm too old for that. What's Riz? That sounds something you need a cream for. Even if you play in an event, you don't have to do it cutthroat. No, absolutely, Speed Demon, you're completely right. And there are different ways to play and there are different choices you can make and there are different approaches and all this kind of stuff. And that's true of any system. And you have to decide how far you want to go. So, you know. If I had a dream job, assuming some income and whatnot, I would run my own large gaming shop and really build a cool community hub. Do you know, I'd love to do that too, Kaz. But there is one massive issue that I have with that. I just saw that message, Chris, and that sucks. We will discuss that later. Yeah, that's my dream, but there's one huge problem. I'm not working weekends and I'm not working evenings. So that idea of running a store is out the window. I'm fine with doing it. I just not doing it when it's not convenient to me, which is when my family's around. I have 2 daughters. They're great. I love them. I want to spend my time with them. Not that you guys aren't lovely and the unwashed mashers aren't adorable to spend time with, but I have kids and they're just brilliant. If you've not met my kids, trust me. Amazing people. Some of the finest. Riz is sort of a mixture of sex appeal and swagger. Riz is Gen Z, I'm still English, slang for charisma. Oh. Fake it till you make it, buddy. Fake it till you make it. Highly recommended. I went to Trench Crusade EU Championships having played my 4th game as the opening match there. Outstanding work. That is the way forward. Just, if you have a lot of games in a short period of time, you'll learn a lot. That's an important life lesson. It's definitely an important life lesson. That is a majority important part. Wouldn't want to sacrifice family time at any point. Exactly, Kaz. That's the issue. I love, like, I know, I'm not being arrogant. I know how to run a store. I know what I want to do. I know how I want to run it. I know how I want it to look. I know how I want it to be structured. Everything. Very clear in my head. I can see it. I can smell it. Not in that way. But I don't want to I don't want to spend the time away from my family. That's, you know, the point of this, earning money, like you, Kaz, is to give opportunities to my family and all that kind of stuff. And that, if it takes it away from there, there has to be a very compelling reason. There has to be a very, very compelling reason. You know, when I'm, as I've said many times to all of you guys, to the point of being boring, the objective is long-term to write fiction. That's what I do. That's what I love. That will take me away from my family. But bluntly, it'll be good to stop the voices in my head. So, you know, I help. It's kind of what I do, writing stuff and making stuff up. That's kind of my thing. So that's where I want to go. So anyway, there are sacrifices that I would make, but for a gaming store, that would be too much. Just, you know, the occasional weekend or every weekend. Or you can trust somebody to run it for you, and they're going to do it wrong. And I don't want to put that pressure on someone because I know they will. It's just the kind of creature I am. I can't seem to find your Thiel saucer. Pardon? What's a Thiel saucer? What's a oh God. Do I want to, Mike, do I want to look this up? Very dodgy. Anyway. But no, I would say that I didn't really, I mean, when I started this, my first videos are terrible. If you need a giggle, go back and look at the original ones. They're awful. You find your own way of doing it, and you find your own cadence and your own, like, what you're cool with and what you can do and all this kind of stuff. I'm lucky that I'm absolutely full of poop. Therefore, sitting in front of a camera and talking for 2 hours is like, no problems. We shall drain some of that out. But he knows, okay? Like, okay, you two just have a thing. I'm full of poop. I know, it's a shocker, isn't it? Sitting in front of a camera for 2 hours and talking to yourself, you have to have a degree of, you know, please don't drain that out on camera. It's under the table, you're fine. Anywho, I also considered the game store route at one point, but when you have roughly 8 in my county alone, I didn't see myself as having abundance of success. Yeah, that's the problem. If you've got like competition is good. Too much competition is not so helpful. Yeah, that's a bit much. I don't think I ever made a video for that model. I don't own any. Oh. Well, apparently you've just got some market feedback there, Speed Demon. You should be doing that. I need to check your channel out and find out who you are, because I don't know who you are. I'm going to poke your channel and find out what you do. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a weird experience, though. It's a very weird experience doing this. It's bled into my day job. There's been several projects that I've had in my day job as like marketing and all that kind of stuff that have come off this, which is weird. It's a very weird thing. I got a job doing a live webinar. It was a complete bin fire from my perspective. They were very happy. It was bin fire from my perspective, but I got that off the back of doing this stuff, and it was for a company that's multi-billion-dollar. You've never heard of them. They're a very specific company, and they make a very specific product that you will all have in your home, and you'll have no idea who they are. But I had to do an hour-long live webinar for them, and I got it off the back of this. And it was just, they reached out and said, yeah, would you host this for me? Sure, I just think I can do. And I did, and they were happy, so, you know. Hey, Remy. Good evening, bud. How are you? Good to see you, man. Yes. Chris, you and Kaz should chat. If you want to get the voices out of your head, you should try being a DM for D&D. Help scratch the itch. I hear you. The problem I have with that is that other people want to say, no. It's like having if you spent ages like tidying and organising your house, and then someone comes in and moves the furniture. I don't think so. What are you doing? That's the wrong choice, clearly. I'd just be the kind of DM that's like, no, you went the wrong way, you died. Restart, let's go back to the beginning of that until you get it right, young man. It's just how I am. Working on the boat, outstanding. I'm still kind of jealous of your boat. So, hey Larkbeard, hello. How are you, buddy? Are you well? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Always a pleasure to have you in the house. Yeah, Blob, I agree. D&D is great, but it's a different set of muscles. They're similar. They are similar, but it's like one of the books that I've written. I have a sci-fi series that I'm working on. I've written. There are two legs that start it. There's this series of books and this series of books, and technically, this series of books is the second bit that needs to happen. We start here, and then we go over to this book, and then we come back to this book, and then we go over to this book. And I've written this book, which I shouldn't have done, but now I need to write this book, and I know that when I write this book, I'm going to have to go back and rewrite bits of this book because it's going to shift things. If you're doing it as D&D and you're progressing forward and there's a story and narrative people are running through, if you suddenly go, ooh, hang on, we need to go back 3 sessions because I've got a better idea, but we have to start here. People do get so funny about that. They do. Groundhog Day, the D&D adventure, exactly Blissful Badger, exactly that. Sorry, you thought you'd done this. No, you did it wrong. Back you go. Maybe we'll sail over that way one day and have you over for a pint and a game. If you sail over this way, I'm having you over here for a pint and a game. Plus you're on a boat, it's all wibbly wobbly. Can't get, you know, it's just not, no. It's more like being a movie director, but everyone's a starlet. Yeah, I'm too sadistic for that. D&D and fiction are really different beasts apart from telling a story. And lying. Your Ender's gaming it. Exactly, Larkbeard. That's it. Chop, redo. I've looked at DMing so many times because, like you say, you feel like there's a synergy and you're kind of like, that would be cool. I could do that. That would be fun. And then you look at the reality of it. You know, no, they're going to mess it up. It's just... Damn right, fair enough, Remy. You don't come to my house and take me for beer. It's not how that works. How rude. So what is everybody doing tonight? Remy's working on his boat, which I'm kind of jealous about. Don't tell him though. No, dickhead. Don't need that. So, do you have towards to show us? No, I can't show you, but we can talk. I want your view. Excuse me. Hang on. I'm just going to die for a second. Give me a sec. There we go. Back in the room. I can't. If we'd seen them, if that had been something that had happened, there's no way that we'd be allowed with an NDA. But did everyone see? Did everyone see the Mountain Haven Dwarves for Warcrow were announced the other day? There's a whole thing. What do we think? Are we interested? Do we think dwarves in Warcrow will be a thing? Because we've seen like the miniatures and stuff, and we know we have the lore. That's always a thing. Got that out there. So what do we think? What's our feelings on such things? I'm watching Southland and printing stuff for Trench Crusade. And watching me. You're cheating on me, Larkbeard. I'm very disappointed. Most important thing in D&D, as a GM, this is not your game. Yeah, no, see, I'm too selfish for that. This is my game. I'm the most important character, probably. I'm just painting 40k stuff. Got to get things done before I work on the other things. Pretty. Eat snacks and get fat. That's my mission today. Bravo. I mean, there's more of you to love that way, which is only a generous kindness to the world problem. If there's more of you to love, we can all be happier. This is clearly a good thing. I like that people who were waiting for them to get into Warcrow are running out of excuses. Larkbeard, you're a cold individual. You're waiting on the dwarves, now's the time. Love it. I hope they're going to be happy with them. I think they will be. I think there's a lot to be happy with. I would say that. Now, it must be a different kind of crazy to DM a campaign that's been running for 5 years now. Dear God, multiverse miniatures. Up until my current wife, I've not been able to commit to relationships that long. I'm 6'4". I can align with dwarves. They can align with something on you. Kaz, you're even taller than me. It's close, but just. Was the Warcrow stuff posted in the Discord? Nope, I'm not allowed to. There is a video up on Corvus Buddy's YouTube channel where the glorious, the effervescent, the effusive Hoopu has a bit of a chat about it all. Worth your time. Have a quick nose at that. The material is arse. That's not technically me swearing because you're the one that said it. I don't know much is Seocast of the new stuff. Some of it is, but Blob. I didn't say anything then, and I'm not saying anything now. Anywho, Seocast is rubbish. Speed Demon Painting. I love your name. It's very good. I'm working on 2 projects currently. Scandinavians for Dystopian Wars and Late War Brits for Flames of War. Nice. Nice. What are you paying for the Brits? I really just want to know if they look like dwarves from Conquest. Hang on. Hold that thought. Everybody wait. Because, you see, I'm new to Bolt Action, just bought some Soviets. Any suggestions for the hobby? In what sense? What with starting at? What did you get for the Soviets, first of all? But Eldfall, it hit hard, yeah. More serious note, Warcrow didn't end up hitting the vibe I wanted. Yeah, no, I can get that. I can totally get that. Let's have a look. So, because I can show you this, because this, oh, that's cool. So, hang on, we need to go, where am I? I'm there. That is what Mountain Haven doors look like, if you haven't seen them before. So, what they remind me of a bit is Chaos Dwarves, old Warhammer, fantasy, Chaos Dwarves. They've got some interesting things in them. They do. They have an interesting aesthetic. Let's see if I can find any more images that I can share. All the different places. But they do have like odd things in there, like this. Little dwarf in here. Look at the little dwarf. So we know that there's stuff coming that's a bit different, and that's the kind of aesthetic you're looking at. So yeah, but that's from the big book of lore, because this is just a lore book. It's a glorious lore book. That is the kind of thing that if I ever make a war game, you're going to get slapped with a whole set of those. Oh, well, I'll have to take a look at it tonight. Deep Multiverse is worth your time. Eldfall does hit hard. It had the right gameplay, it had one of my favourite races, and it didn't go bankrupt buying the entire model range. Eldfall is love, Eldfall is life. Which I definitely was not done. Stop asking questions. Battle Accountant. What? Yes, Battle Accountant. It's a Dread Knight. No, it's not a Dread Knight. I will also say that, because I'm allowed to say up to a point, a little bit of Eldfall stuff, I know what the next 2 races are. Okay? I know the next 2 races that are coming. I can't tell you what, because I'm not allowed to. But there are 2 races coming. Not in the short term, not in the medium term, but they're coming. And when I saw what they were, I actually swore out loud. The level of excitement in the room went up 100-fold. And like one of them, I was like, oh, that's going to be so good. And the other one, I was like, effing really? Oh my God. Really? We're getting... Really? Wow. There was a level of hype and excitement that I've not felt in quite some time. It was Christmas. You can live with that. Been wanting to ask as a question about Infinity, what is the point of terrain rules? When do we ever... Is it a board choice? I've never understood that. So it feels kind of legacy and it feels kind of flavour. I've played in tournaments where you have tables that use the terrain rules, and I don't know, I've never really liked them. The problem I have with them is if you have a unit or a force, like if you're playing Nomads and you've got 0G everywhere and you're playing in a game where 0G terrain comes up, it sucks for everybody else apart from you. And they don't really factor into the points that much, to my feeling, the terrain rules, or sorry, the terrain affinities. So it didn't, yeah, it just annoyed me. So a lot of people don't use them because it's really lopsided. It kind of, everyone is like, oh God, really? Or everyone is like, oh God, but he's fine, great. It's just not fun. So they're there, and I get they're kind of for the fullness, but how come there are no unboxing reviews of Dunkirk Imaginary Line Box? I'm late to the party and want a close-up of the infantry. Because I've had this a couple of days. They are not out that much. And they've been having issues getting them, especially to Europe. So there's Panzer III. But you want to see the infantry. You don't want to see the tanks. You do want to see the tanks. Of course you want to see tiny tanks. Look at tiny tanks. I was really, really lucky that, because I've worked with Battlefront for years, on and off. There's a little Panzer II. Beep, beep, chaps. If you like tiny tanks, they make tiny tanks. Gave me all kinds of issues though, because the sprue that makes the Panzer IIIs also makes Stugs, and I am just a huge Stug fan, and I had to be a grown-up and not. It's really difficult. Yeah, do you want to see? It's I don't know if I can do this properly. I can kind of do it, but so this does amuse me. So this is a Panzer II for Flames of War, and this is a Panzer II Lux, technically. Lux, Panzer II for bolt action. You new baby. Come on now, go to school now. So cute. Anyhow, I do adore them. So you want to see the infantry. Hang on a sec. Where are we? Hey, Mal Winters. I didn't even see you slide in there. If they're Vikings, you're so cooked. You're so cooked anyway. You just don't know that you're cooked. You're a blob. I just need to go back to this. 1 second. Smurfs coming for Eldfall. Damn it, how did I give that away? I was being so subtle. Doing work stuff all day and just popping up for a late lunch, but I want to say, drop in and say hello. Mal, always a pleasure. Good to see you. Gargamel and Cat Mini confirmed. Damn it! That sounds perfect for more narrative games. Tiny. It's just a baby. They are. They are so small. It's so cute. Insert 12-year-old boy jokes here. Make the tanks kiss. I'm not making the tanks kiss. Go and wash your brain out. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Absolutely. Right. Silhouettes. You want to see infantry? We can do that. I can do that live. I've got an unboxing of this coming. And we're going to do a series of build videos. So we're just going to do a little bit of this for a minute, guys. And we do close-ups of these sprues on the unboxing because you've got to. So you're a French fan, clearly. There you go. I have to say, they are pretty good. Hang on. If I got a bit of paper I can use, because these don't do so well on... If this is going to work, let's try this. Come on. There you go. So you've got your mortar teams in there. You've got MG teams and your standard guys. So it's really nice. It's a really nice set, and actually they're really nice hard plastic miniatures. There's very little flash on these. They're incredibly cool. 2 of those in a box, and then the tiny little French tanks. Tiny little French tanks. Oh my goodness, tiny. But yeah, so you get this sprue for the Panzer III, and you actually have Stuggies on there. And I didn't Stuggy. I wanted to, but I didn't. It's very difficult. So yeah, this will probably help with the infantry as well. Oh, all the good stuff, all the toys. But that helps. Answer your questions, your immediate questions? I hope so. Where are we? Just what comes in the Wargames Illustrated, and I mean in a collecting sense. Okay, if you're collecting bolt action, especially if you're collecting like Soviets, they've got a whole new set of releases just on the way out right now. One of the first things that I'd recommend that you get, that you treat yourself to, is the official army builder. Bang, 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 noises. It's well worth the invest because it will help you build. Don't you fall over. It'll help you build stuff and all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. Infantry is a good core. I would recommend getting some heavy weapon teams as well. I think they're also useful for the Soviets. And then it depends whether you're going for a historical or competitive, because if you're going for historical, it will depend what era and what sort of, what era you're going for, which particular battles are interesting you, that kind of thing. So, are you going historical or currently doing 4 Churchill Averies? Somebody does not like other players. And Ram Kangaroos, outstanding. Crocs and Churchill Averies. I like Ram Kangaroos. They're one of the few things that would get me to like do late war Brits. So 79th Armoured Division based on the liberation of the Scheldt River. Nice. Are the bolt action tanks still in a slightly different scale compared to the infantry? Wasn't it 20mm and 28mm mix? I've bought into like all of the Warlord stuff, and I'm not. The scale is a guideline. They're more playing pieces than they are scale miniatures, and that shows a lot of the time. Especially like when you start getting the crew that go into the tanks, you think, well, that crew looks good, and then you put that crew next to a person, you're like, that's not the same thing. Awesome, thank you. And quality better than their weird plastic range they did in the past by a very long way. I have to say, I've had some of the British ones that are just, you're like, just nasty. These are really nice. They're really good solid plastic, so I'd recommend those. So definitely worth it. Battlefront make hips plastic too. It's not all the weird CO stuff, luckily. They have such a range of stuff. Like I've had like the CO stuff, I've had some really bendy rubbish, I've had some like almost like resin stuff, and then there was metal kicking around for a while, and you've got the hips plastic and all kinds of stuff. And some of it you're like, this is great, and other stuff you're like, what's that? What happened? In fact, in that box, the tank crews, yeah, they're not so great. Then dippers, the historical era is going to be the most important thing, whether you're going early, mid, or late war, and what kind of flavour you're going for, and if there's a specific environment, then get the stuff that matches to that. And that's not particularly helpful, but that would be the route that I'd go. Like if I was being, if you're talking about going competitive, I'm mostly a German player. I've played some British, but mostly German, and like there's certain things that I'd recommend that you get in there because they are potent and they are really, really useful. But that's because I play ahistorically. I'm putting stuff on the table to go, tanks, yay! And still feel good about myself in the morning. So, small boys, they are small boys. That's not a tank, that's a dunk. He's really cute. There's something about, because Flames of War is a company level game, so you end up with large volumes of stuff on the board. Less so actually in early war, which is the era this is for. Hence the big E on it. It's early war. So this era is dealing with the German invasion of France, etc. Doing that kind of stuff. Missed out the lowlands entirely. Opportunity missed, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Then there's less large volumes of tanks because it sort of late war, it just became, for people like me who like lots of stuff, it became, 10 Stugs on the board and an extra 5 Panzer IVs because funny and that kind of thing. Fluorescent yellow Germans with red balloons. Absolutely. Yellow Germans all the way. Definitely the way. I'm thinking before the first Russian winter in Germany's campaign in Russia. Woof. So I guess you're dealing with the sort of earlier war stuff. So I guess before the T-34 and stuff like that came in, and you're certainly not going to get any Lend-Lease stuff in there. So I guess it's that. I think that class is a mid-war. I think that's the mid-war kind of stuff. I thought there was a box for that. Juliet, are you? I feel awkward asking these questions because are you on the Discord for members and stuff? Are you a channel member or a patron or anything like that? Because if you are, ping me there, remind me, and I will zip you through like thoughts and ideas and stuff. Absolutely, not a problem at all. But needless to say, Cello for you as well. With Maginot Line sat over my shoulder, we will be doing the unboxing, we will be doing the review, and we're going to be doing some little videos on building the miniatures, because if you've not like built tiny tanks before, because tiny tanks are tiny, you should do little tiny tanks, and they have the little turret that comes off. It's very tight, look, very tiny tank. Then it's a whole thing. So we're going to have a bunch of videos on putting them together for newbies, because it's like do you have open like this? This has got the compartment open there, or do you have it closed? And what difference does it make? And why do you need them? And what's the difference? So actually a question here for the youth club I volunteer at. The people who run it have been looking at a form of tabletop game, but one with the lowest buy-in possible. Which would you say is the cheapest at the moment? Talks are on Gaslands. Yeah, Gaslands is really cheap. Anything that is miniature agnostic and lets you get something that's readily available, like Gaslands, where you can just buy up the little cars and stick stuff to it, is the way forward. Anything that starts having a miniatures range associated with it, or a specific aesthetic to appeal to, it's going to cost, Eldfall, I love it, but there's the specific miniatures. That is not the same as buying a couple of Matchbox miniatures and going, yay, and sticking stuff on them. So Gaslands would be the way forward. Print the template, stick of the dice, profit. Problems speaks the truth. He may be multiple problems, but he has all the solutions for you. So, Battle Axe, that was coming later this year from Battlefront, if I recall. I don't know, I've not seen, I try not to see what's coming up too much with too many different companies, because my brain can only cope with so much. I am a simple creature. Oh, you just found the channel recently. Fair enough, dude. No problems at all. All good. Ping me next time you're on. I will try and do some research and I can message there. That's all good. But yeah, I've got a backlog at the moment of starting bolt action with the US. That video needs to be finished and put out. And I'm going to do the same for the Soviets as well. So there is going to be a video that will come out with that, which is going to be like an hour and 15 minutes long. Because I do talk. This may come as a surprise, but I do like to talk. So that will normally cover kind of, these are the general sort of ideas, these are the standout units, these are the first things you should buy, these are the things you can add to it, these are the things that make it interesting, that kind of stuff. So that will be coming. Multiverse, that's very kind. That's only just because you get to give me complete on Discord, which is fair enough. I mean, I had it coming, but that's very kind. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad you're enjoying being a member of the community. That's very good to hear. It's always a worry that you're like, people are spending money to get sort of involved with the channel, and you're like, well, why? It's just me over here doing stuff. Anywho, I'm glad you appreciate it, mate. I'm glad it's nice for you. Euroblob, Eldfall's in the talks since the starter boxes are relatively cheap and we could have glue, paint and brushes on hand to lend. Yeah, I mean, the thing, you know, there's just a shelf here of Eldfall. You know what I think of Eldfall. I work for the company now. I work with the company now. So there is a huge amount of love for me for them. There's no way I'm going to say otherwise. I mean, let's do the limited edition miniature, because if you're going to be a flash git, let's just be a flash git. You know? Zoom in. Damn you. I hate it when it does that. But you get the idea. They are gorgeous miniatures, and like, I love them. I love them to bits. They are great. So I think that is a very good system, and I think it's a very good price point. Don't hold on to that. Ah, no, you hate that. Stuck on that bit. There we go. But Gaslands is going to be a lot cheaper. Plus, if you're dealing with young people, the youth of today, then giving them a Matchbox car and being like, just go ham on it, just go nuts, do your thing. Definitely the way forward. And it's got excellent DNA from X-Wing. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Just go Gaslands. It's like, oh, I got toy cars, let's go. No, that's what I was just saying, problem. See? Great lines. Yeah, Gaslands, I know our Orc player has offered his pile of leftover sprue bits. There you go. In that situation, I think they'd be daft to do anything but Gaslands. I've never actually played it myself. I've seen it played. I'm very much aware of the system. It looks cool. If you're looking for that low sort of price of entry, yeah, exactly. It's also the extra bits on member videos, like I need to go back through the Learn to Play Infinity stuff and watch all the members' parts. Sorry. You think that's bad? You wait to see what I'm going to do with Eldfall. My God. I have plans. So many plans. Very exciting. It's all good. It's basically to get them something they can take with them and call theirs. Exactly. That is the way forward, Blob. If you're going to give them... It's a very different conversation between like a €15 Eldfall miniature and a couple of euros on a car and some bits stuck on and like painted and all that kind of stuff. Member parts, also additional costs. Guys, thank you. I'm glad it's appreciated. I actually have a video coming up on Bolt Action talking about how I approach taking tournament lists or putting tournament lists together, which is basically going to be me, because we've done some bits on it already, but basically me being sat there going, well, I take the things that I like and I look at the mission and I go, well, I think that's going to do a good job, and I spank it together like an absolute genius. That's my approach. That's it. That's the tweet right there. Our age range goes from 12 to 20, plus the organisers and volunteers. Yeah, you don't want to give a 12-year-old an Eldfall miniature. It's not really... Yeah, do it. Gaslands, Euroblob, decision made. Dunk. Challenge. Decision made. We continue. Excuse me. I feel like I'm avoiding going into Warstorm so I don't buy Eldfall stuff. Why would you deny yourself happiness? Why would you not be happy? I don't understand. Lean into the joy. Own it. Make it part of you. I have. You too could be like me. Perfectly normal. But Eldfall is the game. You advise to your already Wargamer buddies and let them regret all the GW purchases they made them. Oh, Problems is in a mood tonight. I love it. Directly on the pile of shame. Absolute. I'm looking at my pile of medium-sized tanks, and I was about to laugh at the pile of shame, and then I'm like, yeah, it's a challenge. Never mind. Feel that. I think Blissful Badger needs some therapy now, thanks to you there, Problems. Off to take the girls out to dinner. Have a wonderful day night. Kaz, a genuine pleasure as ever, my friend. Have a lovely time with your family. Take care of yourself, buddy. I'll speak to you soon. It's always nice. It's one of the unexpected benefits of like doing the Discord thing and like the member thing and all that jazz. I was like, this is going to be cool, and hopefully some people want to support the channel, and then you find yourself talking to the same reprobates every day and genuinely enjoy. Like I'll pop in. I can't always like sit on the Discord and like engage in the long conversations. It's just not. Some days it's just not blooming practical. The amount of noise that comes off that thing. I'm coming back to that, Blob. But it gives me genuine joy to go in there and like see a channel where like 20 people, there's 20 messages that have just happened in the last couple of hours of people talking about this, that and the other and supporting each other and advising each other, and it's just warm cuddlies. It's just nice. Because your fiance will kill you if you buy more models. You already have a 4-foot long shelf over your desk full of unpainted models and boxes. Well, if your fiance really loved you, you would clearly understand that it's important for you to experience different systems, and sometimes the building, the painting, that's not the objective. Sometimes the owning is the thing. There is a joy to owning things. You don't want too much, you don't want too much stuff. That's where Eldfall is brilliant, because there's not too much stuff. It's just enough. Just enough. Clearly, that's the answer. So, Eurobob says, we can only be like Hydra if we eat our stroopwafels and stumpots. So that's Dutch food. I eat both of those things. And now I really want stroopwafels. Although we don't have the accents over the top of the stroop, really. But, you know, we don't really do that. But, yeah, I like both of those things. They are tasty. Have you really purchased too much until you have a singular 4-foot long model? No, you really haven't. Or 4-foot tall. No. No. Well, yeah, good. Don't be modellist. That's fine. Yeah, I have a cupboard out there that's full. It's a proper like full height cupboard. I have this here. I have that directly over my shoulder, and I actually have storage above the office, just up here, which is where all the terrain goes and the other miniatures and the stuff that I'm not using right now. And yeah, it's a lot. So 4 feet. I mean, seriously. What, you live on a boat or something? You can convince her. Yes, I'll tell you what. Get her on Discord. We'll have a chat. Sort it. No problems. I will convince her. I was talking to the guys at Free Company the other day, and they said one of the things that they're seeing is that couples are starting to play Eldfall together because you can play cooperatively. So long-suffering wives and girlfriends are joining in on the hobby because actually I can do it with him and it's actually all right and it's fun and I don't get beaten up and we do a thing together. So it's actually apparently a very good couples game. I told that to sort of Mrs. Hydra, and she turned around and said, I already have a Thedian army. So it would kind of ruin the whole concept because she's already playing it. But, you know, people don't see my background, I guess. 4 foot is nothing. This is it. Them's rookie numbers, Blissful Badger. You and me both, man. It's just rookie numbers. Well, time to make Hydra jealous. I have stroopwafels in my kitchen. Should I get up and have some tea? There are days, my glorious Blob Blobberton, that your ass gets close to being banned. So close, you can sniff it. Things around the Netherlands close quite early, especially in like residential areas, to what I'm used to. I'm used to sort of coming from the UK where we lived, I spent a lot of my time living 5 or 6 minutes drive from a supermarket that's 24 hours, 6 days a week. So you get that thing where it's like 11 o'clock at night, you're like, oh God, I'm going to get in the car and go. And you can. And here, our local supermarket closes at 9. I haven't even decided what I want to eat at 9. So yeah, I'm now desperate for a stroopwafel. Thank you very much. And I can't have one. Eldfall is becoming a couples game. New targets acquired for a simulation. Yes, doggo spotted. Yeah, no, it is very much. And I get that. I get the whole not wanting to be competitive with your partner and wanting to go on an adventure. The narrative side of the system is really interesting. It's something that's going to be expanded. So you have literal adventures you can go on together versus, you know, bad guys. And you can, if you have Northern Wind, you can take an individual character, or you can take a party and do that. So yeah, absolutely. I wish more companies did co-op gameplay. I've not tried it yet, but Battletech Aces did sound interesting. Up to 4 players playing against a card deck controlled of 4. That's the thing. I think it is a missed niche. I think that there are people that want the crunchiness of a war game, they want the depth of a war game, but they don't necessarily want to smack the snot out of their partner. I can't argue with that. It's not always a nice experience with somebody that you care about. You want to go on an adventure, you want to have an experience and join. enjoy the game together, not have somebody that loses, because that's not a nice feeling, you know, especially when it's your wife that does it to you. I mean, she's a mini painter too, but doesn't like the wargaming aspect to stuff. I couldn't even get her to play the Monster Hunter miniatures board game. Yeah, at the end of the day, if it's not her thing, it's not her thing. I you know, I got to respect that. There's things inside the hobby that I'm just not interested in, that don't tickle my pickle, and that's cool. But if she's a miniature painter, the miniatures are gorgeous. Another reason to get involved. It needs an amazing deluxe campaign for the skirmish co-op like Zona Alpha does. That would be massively cool. I can say yes, and I can say that they are aware of that. And that's as far as I'm going on that conversation. So, yeah. So, yeah. But no, I agree with you. At the moment, problem, Eldfall is very much scratching the itch. But that said, on Saturday, TOing a Infinity tournament. Looking forward to that very much. Out of curiosity, have you played versus Mrs. Dice God? And if so, how badly did you lose? So Lilith, as she's known to the world, has a innate ability to paint miniatures beautifully. She just does. She just understands how to paint them. And to play inconveniently well. She is just, she's an instinctive player. Like, I wish that I could make into the Infinity Institute a way to learn to be an instinctive player, because she's just, you play against her and then she's like, oh, I could just do this. And like, well, I didn't notice that was one of the options, and that's the worst possible thing you could do. But yes, there's nothing wrong with that decision at all. And that's what she does. So there are two sides to, like, the first battle report we did on the channel, in fact, the only Infinity battle report we've done on the channel so far, she absolutely kicked my ass. We recorded a second one that had all sorts of issues with it and ended up getting corrupted. She kicked my butt in that as well. We did some battle reports for Malifaux, kicked my ass in each of those too. Are you getting a theme? It was one of these things that in previous communities which she was a part of it, I could go in and I could absolutely batter anybody within that community, and then my then girlfriend would come along and just be like, not in front of my friends, don't be mean to me. And yeah, no mercy. And then I married her. And that's exactly, you know, everything you need to know. I think she will take issue with some of the sculpts and won't want to paint them. Nah, fair enough. It just does, it's not for everybody. And it's cool if not. But she should absolutely be cool with you getting some. It's definitely a good thing. So, I'm joining the tourney for fun this time. Good for you, man. Studying in Redhead Terrors and dropping. I'm looking forward to seeing your Ariadne on the board. I see, yeah, that's not, do you know what? Blob, those aren't even the reasons that I married her. So, a truly remarkable human being in her own right. Leaves me breathless every day. So, could not be without her. Most of the time. I mean, you got to be honest, but no, I couldn't. She's amazing. But anyhow, so yeah, if Multiverse, if she's not feeling it, she's not feeling it. But you should absolutely get involved. It's a good system, and it will also help the rest of the community, because if our friends at Warsaw see that the product sells, they'll buy more in, which means that it'll grow, which is a good thing, because we need more players. So you should do that. Definitely a thing. Absolutely. If you haven't done already, do not forget to subscribe on YouTube and like hit the heart and the stuff, because it tells YouTube that I'm nice and it should show me to more people. Which feels inappropriately weird, and is. But so please do that, and if you can as well, then do jump onto Twitch and give me a like. And if you have, what should we call it? If you have Prime from Amazon, then you can become a subscriber on Amazon on Twitch for free, and then we're sticking it to Jeff Bezos because he gives me money. And you've already given him money, but he wasn't planning to give me any. And then you make him give me some. This is good. Surely, sticking it to Jeff Bezos on a Monday night is a good thing. So if you haven't already, do please hop over onto Twitch and give me a subscribe there. Give me a follow there, and give me a subscribe there if you can. That'd be much appreciated. Also, buy Dice Gods t-shirts. They are so comfy. I have Dice Gods t-shirts. I have my merch coming this week. I finally decided. I've had like an issue where I wanted to buy most of the merch, and I decided not to be a grown-up. That was painful. Anyway, but I have got some coming this week. So hopefully next week, I should be wearing official merch on the channel. Will you be able to tell? Depends. I have to see which one I wear. You bought 7 of them. I noticed. Thank you so much, buddy. I'm not being paid to say this. They are legitimately a great product. I noticed. It's like I get notifications that you've ordered stuff again. I'm like, who is it going to be? It is again. It's the Mighty Blob. So thank you for that. I'm glad you're liking them. I'm glad they're incredibly comfy. Looking forward to the modelling shots in the summer. It would be less of an issue if we didn't have a wedding to pay for this year. I do want to try it, but need to find a faction that excites me. Well, there's 2 things there. One, congratulations on the impending nuptials. That's awesome, my friend. When are you having a summer wedding or an autumn wedding? It's so damn expensive. We actually ended up getting married mid-COVID because Mrs. Hydra was pregnant with our first, and we wanted to get married because, you know, we did and we planned to, but then COVID. So even though we did that, it was still expensive. So totally feeling you on that one. And yeah, you've got to find a faction that really inspires and makes you think, hell yeah, because you're going to spend time with these miniatures. Rule of cool is important. You know, competitiveness is cool. You want to be competitive. You want to have choices. You want to be good in the game and all that kind of things. But at the end of the day, if you're going to spend X hours painting an individual miniature, you better bloody well like it. It better be a nice one. You know what I mean? So absolutely, you should find something that inspires you. It's definitely the way forward. But so yes, this is over here because we're going to be doing some Flames of War soon. Like I said, we're doing an unboxing, we're going to be doing a review. Then we're going to talk about the armies in that box for early war and what they're going to look like and what they're going to do. So that's going to be cool. That was actually sent to me by the guys at Battlefront. I've been working with them for a long time. On like every time they bring out a book, we do a review, put it out there. So they're like, "Do you want to have a look at the box?" Like, yes, I do. Gimme. And a good friend of mine, Martin, is going to pick up the French, and he's going to build and paint those. And then, if I get my way, we're going to do a nice little battle report of the contents of that box, so you can see it in action, all that kind of thing, because it's fun. Yeah. Blob. And if the game has a way to play narrative, all the better. It tends to have ways to even the playing field when game balance bogs you on the head. Yeah, there are many narrative ways to play Elfall, and more coming. Exciting times. Very exciting times. Thank you, and we are going to Ireland in late October in a castle. Nice. Are you going? Which part of Ireland are you going to? My family are from the very bottom down the bottom, on my mother's side. So, yeah, my grandfather was a very Irishman, very Irishman. Which explains a lot about me, and probably not in a good way. But here we are. Yeah, Ireland, very nice part of the world. I haven't been there for a while. I need to go back. Back to my roots. Got to be done. So yes, we had that. Then Warcrow, we've got the dwarves, which you're going to see stuff coming in the coming period. I can't even talk about how long, I don't think. But that is well worth a nose. It's well worth a look at. I will say that. So we've got that coming up. Somebody the other day, just as a complete side note, somebody put a comment on one of my videos the other day, just saying your videos are unwatchable because of the planned pauses and overly dramatic delivery that you're using. I was like, no, that's just me. It's just how I talk. That's kind of my whole thing. sorry about that. I said, well, thank you for the feedback, and this may not be the channel for you, because it's like, this is how I talk. Sorry. Not remotely sorry, but anyway. It's all good. Not everybody's going to like you. It's one of the other things if you start a YouTube channel, you have to be very aware of the fact there are going to be people that do not like you and will tell you that you don't like you. That you don't like you, that they don't like you. I had a sounds like a you problem. It was very much a them problem. But I think one person that dislikes every video that I put out. It's a bit of a worry. It's just because you can see your statistics and how things go, and I get a dislike within 2 or 3 minutes of a video going up every time. Pretty much every time. They've slackened off now. I think they're getting therapy. But you're just like, dude, it's still engagement. YouTube counts it as a thing. Somebody engage with this. We need to show it to more people. We make them angry. It's very weird. Very weird. I'm not saying that out loud, probably. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But like, you know, they just pop on and give me a dislike. It's like, well, I mean, sure. You know you made it when you have a dedicated hater. Speed demon, exactly. It's one of those situations where I'm like, if I'm honest in this situation, okay, I'm clearly rent-free and I don't know who they are. And it's just this weird sensation that there's somebody out there that potentially, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just like every time they see it, like, I'm going to train the algorithm not to show me this horrible stuff. Just block me, unsubscribe, whatever. It's fine. But it's just the thought that there's potentially somebody out there that's absolutely frothing at the mouth over me existing. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. It's just strange. It's just weird. Literally almost the middle of the country near Sleepley Matters. Oh, nice. Okay, middle of the country's good. Know some Infinity players. No. She will never forgive you for that. If they're watching everything you do, they're still a fan. I know, but it's very disturbing, Larkbeard. My guess is it's a Frenchman. I have French friends. It can't be that. I'm adored by all. But yeah, it's just one of these really weird. It's a really weird sensation to have somebody that just appears to be somebody that's just, you know. That must be so nice. It's weird, Blissful Badger. It's so strange. We know a lovely Frenchman. We do. We have a tame Frenchman. We like house trained him and everything. He's adorable. Can't read for toffee, but you know, can't be it. No, can't be it. Very weird. But yeah, this whole YouTube thing's very weird. But yeah, you got to know how to deal with this stuff, and you got to try and. You have to kind of balance between taking it seriously, because I try to, you know, I mean, God, I don't know how many of you saw, but I did the review of the Imperial Banner stuff from Eldfall last week, and I had a problem with it. And I was honest about that. Now, I love the game, I'm pushing the game, I'm promoting the game, and I work for the damn company. But there was a problem in the box, in my opinion, and we talked about that. That level of integrity and seriousness I want to bring to the channel. If I tell you I like something, it's because I like it, not because somebody's given me money. You know? I take that bit seriously. But some of the things that strangers say to you, we did actually have a Frenchman who was going completely berserk in the comments for quite some time. Everything just turned into this really weird, like, New World Order paranoia, totally, completely bonkers. And he ended up getting blocked because I was just like, I think you have actually problem. Not like a problem, but like a problem. So he ended up getting blocked because that was just getting weird. But like, yeah, you have these really, really unusual interactions, and it can be, you kind of got to keep a lightness about it and not take it too heavily. And I've had lots of people tell me that I don't know why you do this, your content's rubbish. You watched it, Poppet. One of us is wasting our time, and the other one is making YouTube videos. Anyway, I wouldn't call him tame in game. No, he's not tame in game. My good God, man's a machine. No, not that. No, he's not a machine. He's a monster. He's a monster. We have a local player, different one. Really nice guy, but as soon as he gets into the game, he's just violent. And I've been to say he's like a great white shark. The eyes roll up, they go white, and then they. Anyway, the other week after a game where he beat me in Eldfall, I said, "Well, I'm going to have to start calling you Killer." I've never seen somebody so disappointed they're going to be called Killer when they wanted to be called Shark. Like, okay, well, I'm sorry that your nickname isn't the one that you wanted. Anyway, love him dearly. Would be funnier if it was a channel member just doing it to humble you. Am I not humble? Am I not humble, Multi? I am the humblest dice god you will ever meet. I am the most down-to-earth, grounded deity you will ever come across. How dare you, sir? How rude. I don't know about dice god. You're a blob. You know when you're playing next and your dice are like, F you. You're welcome. I don't need humbling. I'm a very humble individual, honestly. Yeah, that's not. There's depths to even my ability to be to tell a lie. Anyway, before my nose grows. So we have that. If he looks at his dice, he goes, God. Yeah, true. I do sometimes, although I've had a reasonable run recently. I seem to recall that my dice versus yourself the other day problem were not awful. I mean, they weren't like, but they weren't like, they were like, which was fine. I was fine with that. I didn't mind. They behaved themselves relatively amicably. They were reasonable. They weren't over the top. They were not over the top. So, yeah, and then this weekend we have, like I said, I've got a lot of tournaments coming up soon. We've started a narrative campaign for Infinity recently, and that's all starting to grow and get its pace, get its structure, which is cool. Kind of having fun with that. Hey, Nuclear, good to see you, buddy. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. Might start just to multiverse. Don't do that. Don't. What about my ego? How are you, Nuclear? Are you well, my friend? It's good to see you. So yeah, we have a tournament this weekend. I think it's a small one. It's only about 10. I didn't really push it that hard. 10 or 12 players, I think. It looks like it's going to be quite a cuddly little affair, which I'm kind of looking forward to. It's going to be a bit of a giggle. We've got one player that's potentially coming in. It will be his 4th game on his 1st game at the tournament. That's assuming he makes it to mine on Thursday, which he should be for his 3rd game. So that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does there. I think that'll be cool. It's fine. It's the local community, so it's a lot of very friendly and very kind individuals. I have no issue. Got to hit the say, so to say, yay. Anyway, for goodness sake, problems. That's how you sign out. Sleep well, man. We'll catch up. Okay? Take care. I'm okay today, doing some writing, then some painting to get on with, and entries for the upcoming competition season. Whoop. Good job, Nuclear. I need to see, I don't think I've seen your paintwork. You need to stick that on Discord. Even if it's a 40k thing, you can stick it in other systems. It's where that belongs. So, just the occasional thumb down on random videos. I look forward to it, Multiverse Miniatures. I look forward to the validation of any type of interaction on my work. Why will you not validate me? It's, yeah, it's a weird one. It is a weird one. And how did the writing go today, Nuclear? What was your word count today? Did you do well, or were you just editing? What was the process for today? Please do. Whips are always welcome. I have too many whips. I have way too many whips. Though at the moment, my world is, as I've been saying, we've got a 7th of March. There is a bolt action tournament that I'm running, and it's the first official bolt action tournament that I'm running. I think I've been running escalation leagues up to now, and now we're going to go into a full 1-day 3-round beast, which is going to be good. And because we're going a bit crazy, I've made it all like focused on armor. It's custom missions, custom rules, so that you have to bring a certain volume of armor, basically, which was great. And I was like, I'm going to play in this. It's going to be brilliant. I really want to play in the event itself. And now, with less than a month to go, the realization hits of what have I finished? Most of my stuff isn't painted. This is a challenge. We have a bit of a challenge ahead of us. Aiming for 2K. Nice. Do you write quickly? Are you a quick typer? If you're doing the because I found that, like, I know quite a few other fiction writers, and some people are what I class as incredibly slow. A friend of mine who writes and self-publishes fiction. It's her job. She does sub 500 words an hour, that's kind of her thing. Nice, delicate. Couldn't do that slow. Make a channel called Lesser Games for 40k stuff. No, I see. We don't take that view. We don't say lesser systems. Anything but GW is welcome. No. Anything but GW is welcome on the channel. As I said before, exclusively because there are lots of channels out there that talk about GW products. We don't need to talk about them here. Everyone else is doing that. We're doing anything but GW. So, not because we hate GW, because that's where I started out. I love it. But all right, pretty quickly, the current project is Lit RPG. No, absolutely no clue where I'd send it when it's done. Fair enough. Passion project. It's got to be done sometimes. So, and plus, I don't know if you know what I mean. BFG gets an exception. Fair play. Well, yeah, it does. We'll allow that. I don't know if you know what I mean, but sometimes I have a project that I have to clear out the way before I can get to the next stuff, because it's just buzzing around at the front of my brain, taking up space until I vomit it onto the page. I was like, right, done, go away. Dealt. Besides, what 40k models could be for one-page rules. They could be. They could indeed. That's absolutely true. Definitely. Absolutely could be. Unlikely, but it's a possibility. It could happen. It could happen indeed. What's going on there? Excuse me 1 second. Just got a little notification and I have no idea why. Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. But I don't know if you have that. I do have that sometimes. It's often I'll often have that with a short story that I'm like, it's just at the forefront of my brain until I kick it out and get on the screen and get the damn thing out of the way. I'm stuck with it. That's all part of the fun and the insanity of being a writer, in my opinion. But everyone's experience is so different. Some people have that, some people don't. But yeah, it's all good. It is all good. So yeah, this week on Thursday I should be back. I've got quite a heavy week with work, actually, with our friends at Free Company. I've got a lot of work to do for them. But that notwithstanding, I should be on Thursday afternoon on stream. And this time we're going to be painting either tiny tanks. I might get some of these done because they're so pretty. These little flames of war tanks. I'd forgotten how cute they are. And also, surprisingly, how long they take to build. Because you'd think, because it's a tiny tank, that being a tiny tank, it won't take long to build. But the cutting, the sort of clean up, there's quite a few pieces on here, believe it or not. It all takes a while to put together. So I might do some of those. Might get some of them done, because they need to be done. But realistically, I'm going to be on bot action tanks. It's going to be these guys because I have a lot of them to do, not including you, for the 7th. But I'm going to do this one first because I'm just currently having a love of it. Friend mentioned a fun idea for a war game based on the new Doom games. So one faction demons, one faction as the human defences, and one faction as Doomslayer. That faction only has one model. That would be cool, but it's going to come. We've had the Halo games now, so we're going to get that. At some point, Doom is going to be a game. There is no two ways about that. We just have to see what they make of it and whether it turns out any good or not. Who knows? Who knows? I want more fresh stuff though. I don't want to keep getting franchise stuff. I don't know if you know what I mean by this. Whether you have the same feeling, but like, it's the same with movies. I'm more interested in fresh ideas than I am in either a rework of something we've seen before, or a sequel, or a prequel, or whatever. I want to see something new. It's why I have so much love for Eldfall. You know, if it's a Second World War type system, you know, clearly is nothing new under the sun on that front. But if you're, I think it's why Trench Crusade did well, because it's a different, was doing well until they messed up. I think that fresh ideas, fresh take is way more interesting than, so, we know that you love this computer game. Have you thought about making it into a tabletop miniature? I have a weird idea for an art project, an army from a war game that doesn't exist. It's a game from the future, recreating the wars of the later 21st century. Lots of guys in hazmat suits collecting bodies. That sounds cool. Disturbing, but cool. Very cool indeed. Hence why I'm chipping away at my Weird Knights of the Round game. Looking forward to it, buddy. Looking forward to it. Always open to new stuff. There's so much creativity out there and it gets lost in everything we've seen before. That's annoying. That's why my channel is dedicated to the dystopian age games. It's definitely a unique setting with an interesting twist on alternate history. It's also not a franchise IP. This is good. Boff. So, there you go. You just got a new subscriber. Speed demon painting, chaps. Anyone that's doing something different, give them some love. Absolutely give them some love. And officially, Dice Gods endorsed. So, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have fresh ideas and fresh approaches to things, and I think it helps your own creativity as a gamer. I think you can do things inside of the 40k universe, of course you can, but there is a lot of background, there's a lot of weight there, there's a lot of things that we have seen before and we've been seeing for decades, you know what it is. And much as you can break out of that, it's within, I find it's within guide rails. I found, like, again, Eldfall, doing a different colour scheme in that. Normally Soga is red and all this kind of stuff. Going for blue was interesting. It was, it just gave me something, I didn't feel that I couldn't do that. I felt that I could, and yeah. The weight of expectation was different, and it was nice. It was good. It was freeing. I got to express myself as an artist. Maybe stretching it a bit, but you know what I mean. Definitely. I'm also interested. I'm gonna put this out to the community on Patreon and Discord and YouTube as well. Just members. How many people are actually playing Warcrow and what kind of penetration it's getting? Because I know there's a few like die-hard players. I own more Warcrow than is healthy at this point, but I don't play it that much. And with our own community, there's a lot of people that own it, but not a lot of people that play it. It's really Boasted my big whip project is currently in the very involved masking spraying process. Oh, I am too lazy to do enough of that. I had a whole drop zone commander army years ago, and I masked up the vehicles so that they were an urban camo. So that it was all light greys and dark greys and all this kind of stuff. Just went with sawtooth and all this kind of stuff. But I masked it all up and did all that, and I loved it, and it was brilliant. And when it was done, I was like, that is the last time I'm doing that. It was great to be finished with. I can't consistently stick with doing the kind of that masking side of things. It drives me nuts after a while. I'm not the most patient of individuals. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just not. It's a great colour scheme until the first big official Eldfall event where you're disqualified round one for a legal colour scheme. Too nice and gives you an unfair morale advantage. Thanks, Eurolove. I think they're okay. I think it's one of those situations where it looks nice. It looks nice enough. I think I could execute it better. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the most patient of individuals, and that shows up in my artwork, definitely. It's tidy. It's clean. It looks good on the tabletop. These bases help. Like having that sort of very cinematic style of base does help. But yeah, it's tidy. I'm happy with it. Thank you. Glad you like it. Can't work mice. Keyboards. That's still better than anything I've ever painted. Well, thank you, I think. That's kind. My anxiety don't help. No. Painting is a whole set of skills, it's a whole set of approach, it's a whole way of thinking, and it's definitely a huge part of the community, and I love it, but it is a skill set. It is a hobby in its own right. And it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes practice, and it takes a lot of things. Yeah. So, and some people, like I've know people that have been painting for over 10 years, and they're not a painter. And I'm not being harsh. They're just not a painter. It's not their skill set. It's not what they do, and that's, they're happy with it. They're accepting of it, and that's fine. Yeah, some people just aren't very good at it, and always they can't refine their skills. It's one of those things. But yeah, that doesn't matter as long as you're enjoying it, as long as you're getting something from it, as long as you're having fun. So, yeah, it's all good. It is all good, chaps. So there we go. And what have we got coming up for the week ahead? Well, tomorrow's chaps, I'm probably going to pop off in a minute because I am quite exhausted. My brain's cooked, and tomorrow is a very busy day. So I may head off into the wide blue yonder a little bit different, a little bit early, that's what I mean, tired. But tomorrow is big. Tomorrow Eldfall is big. We've got the Arcanum is coming up, but it's not there yet. So I've had some issues with this. When this video, the next video for the Arcanum, the How to Play Eldfall video drops, it's going to be one of those ones where there's a lot of effort's gone in my side that won't show on the outside world, and will be kind of like, really? Okay, fine. It's not there yet. Work staff pulled me away for, what are we talking about? Painting. I love talking about licking brushes. Licking brushes is very nice, and I think anyone that paints and doesn't lick their brush, if they're not using enamels, which I guess you shouldn't lick your brush if you're using enamel paint, but if you're using acrylics and you don't lick your brush, I don't think we can be friends. That's just not, you have to lick your brush. Perfectly normal. I hadn't even seen the Eldfall models yet. Those sure are cool. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on them. I'd recommend it, dude. Hang on. The thing you need to see. Oh no, I'm not going to do that one because that will absolutely ruin your whole week. So this is an Oni, because these need to be done, and they're my current personal favourites. But assuming that's cleared up, yes, that's nice. The detail on these guys is absolutely bonkers. quality of the miniatures. They're all Unicool, 100% Unicool. And they're just beautiful. My ability to paint them, yeah, I hope will be all right. This is a character from, this is Northern Wind, which is a dungeon crawler board game. All the miniatures from there go into the war game, to the skirmish war game. But this is one of the characters from in there. Just the detail on it, it's just brilliant. And I love the fact that it's even got the string on the crossbow modelled on. There are so many games where you get a bow and it doesn't have the thing on it. I'm gonna have to put that on. Very annoying. So yeah, if you haven't seen them, you should. I'd recommend spending some time looking through. They are very, very nice. Hey, I've only seen you on the channel. Who are the other dice gods? There are some people that support and assist. Technically, Mrs. Hydra is a dice god because she's done things for the channel. There are a few other people, but at the moment I'm the front of it. I'm hoping in the future there will be more, because come the Glorious Revolution, when the channel grows to a point where I can get a video editor, then you're going to see more. But actually there's some people that are kicking or do kick around on the channel and are members already that you will at some point see. Problem, for example, who kicks around, he's going to be doing some battle reports with me. Martin as well will be too. He kicks around on the channel from time to time too. So there are more coming, but mostly it's me. Is one not enough? Am I not enough for you? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Shocking. Good to see you, Samurai. Professional painters have admitted that drinking their paint water makes them a better painter. When you take it into your body, it becomes part of your soul. So definitely. Many people judge themselves versus the best painters out there, compare it based on your previous work. Absolutely, Blissful Badger, that's absolutely true. You should not. Comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. And it's like, I know I'm a better painter than that. I am a better painter than that. I'm a better painter than everything that's up here, actually. Not my best work up here at all. I'm also an impatient painter. So when people have commissioned me to do stuff, I've spent more time on it. I've spent more energy. I've spent more focus. I've had the freedom and the incentive to be like, I'm going to do my level best with this. With my own work, there comes a point where I'm done. And when I'm done, that's it. So I need to have the miniature finished before I get to that status. Otherwise, it doesn't get finished. I'm a good dice god. Thank you very much, sir. That's very kind. Try my best. And Euroblob, yes, Oni all the way. But yeah, you've got to. There's got to be a balance to it. It's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. You've got to enjoy this thing. It's got to be something you enjoy. You've got to get pleasure from. If you don't, if it's not fun, you're doing something wrong. This is how you're supposed to spend your free time, your disposable income, all that kind of stuff. If you're not deriving pleasure from what you're doing something wrong. That's kind of where it is with the hobby, in my opinion. But yeah, but if you haven't seen the glorious miniatures that are coming out from Free Company for Eldfall, you should treat yourself. You know, they are very dramatic. That way and that way, very dramatic and very, very gorgeous. I have to say, love them, and I'm going to spend more time on them than I should because I want to. Basically, got to be done. Right, but on that note, it is getting a bit late, and I am quite tired. And tomorrow, I have a lot to do. So, if you'll forgive me, and even if you won't, I'm doing it anyway. You can't stop me. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. It was lovely to see you all and spend your time and catch up. The big video that's dropping tomorrow, which isn't the Arcanum, it is the, wait for it, wait for it. It's the faction focus for Soga. So it is about an hour and 20 minutes of yours truly telling you everything you need to know for the Soga faction for Eldfall Chronicles. It's a big one, and there's a lot. I had views. You will too. Whoever made the point to only compare to yourself is so correct. I have people tell me I'm such a good painter, they could never do that. Then I show them the first models I painted. Absolutely multiverse. Gotta be. Yeah. You can't be comparing yourself like to people like Angel Corrales that do this professionally and have done for 15 plus years, 20 years. They've been paid by other people to do this day in, day out. You can't compare to that. It's not sensible. It's not that way insanity lies. So, gonna do a Twitch raid. Who are we gonna do a Twitch raid? Feature length. It is feature length, Larkbeard. But then it's the faction focus is like it's hopefully on Friday I'll finally get the faction focus for Bakunin out. There's so much to say, and I kind of want to cover it in detail and validate what I'm saying and be clear on it and make it so that if you actually watch the video all the way through and you pay attention, and you can pay attention to me for 90 minutes, good luck with that, then you're going to walk away with a very rounded understanding of the faction that you're playing with. What they do well and why they do well, and how you can, especially with Soga, there's a lot of talk of synergy and units that work well together and tie nicely together and ones that don't. So that takes a lot of doing because there's a lot of things to talk about. So anyway, look forward to that. That should drop. That will drop tomorrow evening, I think. Probably tomorrow morning for members, just because I can. Yeah, I've got some bits and pieces to do on it, and that goes at the door. But then hopefully on Friday will be Bakunin, and then we've got the Imaginary line unboxing will be coming soon as well. I've actually recorded the unboxing, but I'm going to do a voiceover over it rather than just doing it while I'm opening it, because I think that's more interesting, it's more fun. So look forward to that coming soon this week as well. We're going to talk about that. Then a review of Magino, that's coming later. There's a lot, so much to do. And also we found out, I think, that very soon, and I'm going to drop this one and then I'm going to go, we should be getting a set of pre-painted fantasy terrain coming in. Pre-production models, only like 3 buildings, I think, will be coming in. But pre-production models of this particular range that's going to be coming later this year, hopefully. That will work for Warcrow, that will work for Eldfall Chronicles. So hopefully that's coming in. And when that touches down, oof, I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully it will be very, very cool. The Mount Haven stuff you've heard of. Who knows? Who knows? We shall find out together, because I'm not telling you today because I'm allowed to. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me. It's been a joy as ever. I hope you had fun. And as I say, I will drop videos at least twice this week, maybe 3 times. And then I will see you on Thursday afternoon for some painting good times. But between here and there, be good to yourself. Have a great week. Hydrate. Sleep. And yeah, if you have games, be an awesome opponent. Win or lose, be excellent to each other and have fun with your hobby. Thank you so much for joining, and yeah, I will see you all again soon.